Hey guys, this is The Argument with Toddy One Skip. Welcome to episode 18 of The Argument. Guys, I have Mrs. J on, and Mrs. J has been following Scientology and the people involved in Scientology and the anti-Scientology and the SPTV and all the drama, and God knows there's some drama. So as I've covered Scientology and I've worked with Mrs. J in the past, we are breaking down what happened between Jenna Miscavige and Aaron Smith Levin. And it's still shout out to Jenna Miscavige. Love to have you on my channel, Jenna. Reach out to me at toddy1skip@gmail.com. That would be awesome. Guys, let's listen. Thanks. We're recording. So
hello.
Hey. So I want to know, like, what happened that, because last I see Jenna Miscavige working day and night on Aaron's channel to make money and speaking good of him. So what happened that he got out and turned on her? What did I miss?
They weren't together when he went in, when he went into jail.
Okay.
From both of them, I hear they got back together whilst he was in. Well, obviously he convinced her. We know what happened here. He convinced her to carry on doing, please make money for me and my family. It's our only bread and butter. Right. Well, she did that. She did make money for her and his family and realised, why am I making money for him and his family when I should be making money for me and my family?
Right.
But I think since Christmas, this has been not what is being portrayed.
Since Christmas a year ago or Thanksgiving? What are you talking about?
No, last Christmas. Remember when was it New Year, wasn't it? When they had the big flap.
Well, they got back together online and showed the world, and I knew right away, no, he's manipulating her.
That's exactly what happened, yeah.
And that was, of course, everybody knew it with any kind of brains in their head, in my opinion.
Yeah. He did exactly that.
And that was a year ago. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, they've been on and off. Apparently, they've split up 100 times. You know, right. So it's. But when you listen to his blatant, I've actually physically abused Heather, Jenna. You start to think, what the hell am I watching anymore? You know.
Well, he admitted. I heard
he admitted. Yeah,
he picked her up like that. He is. You know, when he said that, I got that picture of Juliana in Los Angeles. Like these women are fucking a quarter of your size or a third of your size, and that's the best you can do. How about leave? How about just fucking leave? Or how about close yourself in a bedroom, call the cops? How about here's my problem with Aaron is that I totally believe Jenna because it goes 1,000% with the same story with Lindsay, the same story with Juliana, and the same behavior that he had with that Sky Daily. This is the same behavior over and over and over and over again. So what do you want me to believe? That it's every time Aaron goes somewhere, somebody complains.
Everybody else's fault. It's everyone else's fault.
And people are always complaining about his behavior. So now it's like, can anybody do math? Because if you could do math or even add, you can clearly see that the math doesn't work in his favor.
No.
He is the one that has the issue because it's the same issue over and over, and he doesn't even pay it any mind. That's why it keeps repeating itself. He sees no issue. No issue at all. And I totally believe 1,000% when Jenna said that he looks down on people. We see that. We hear it in his videos. When he doesn't like somebody, he can't be objective. There is so much looking down, like he's all this. He is a guy that, in my opinion, got out of Scientology with the help of his in-laws. Right?
He he's the way he is so pompous and righteous and sarcastic, and the way he is able to flip.
Insulting.
Yeah, yeah. And folks don't realise. They don't realise at all.
Well,
And then with Marilyn underneath all this, feeding him the right super tracts to read out, the right comments to read out to boost his ego. And then whilst they're doing that, the moderators are frantically removing all negative comments from his chat, making it all beautifully look at us blowing smoke up Aaron's ass. And it needs to stop. People need to seriously wake the fuck up, Toddy. They need to wake the fuck up. I'm so tired of people not seeing what an absolute predator this man is. And if people are still going to continue to follow somebody who is this abusive on and off camera, there is a problem with them. There's just, there's a problem with the people. Even why would you I just don't get it, Toddy. I don't get it. I'm getting all flustered now because I can't think of the right phrase, but I'm like, how can you do that?
Well, here's the thing. We could take the example of the water at the Clearwater building, at the flag building, right?
Yeah.
And we could talk about that video alone. Now, there are people that look at that video and don't see the difference between what they did with the water and what Aaron did with the chalk.
Yeah.
To me, are you blind? Nobody poured water directly on Aaron's foot. Show me that video. Nobody did that, number one. And number two, pouring water around something and throwing fucking dust in somebody's face, two totally different things.
Right.
Two totally different things.
Yeah,
You're
totally.
putting something in somebody's face, you don't know how they're going to react to it. There was no reason. That was an attack on that person. Yeah. The other was trying to mess up somebody's artwork, but they weren't going and pouring water or throwing water on anybody. I dare anybody to show me a video where Aaron is getting drenched by water. Show me. Somebody show me that video, and then I'll say, okay, well, but that wasn't what happened. They were doing what they were doing, whether it be right or wrong. They were conducting it in a respectful way. Aaron was not. Aaron was egging them on, and that's what he does. He eggs them on, and then when people respond, it's their fault. Just like the Sky Daily thing. He called that woman a CUNT over and over and over again, right? Until the fact that the boyfriend had to get up, and all of a sudden Aaron claims victim. You perpetrated it. You perpetrated it.
This happens a lot. Where he sets
with him all the time.
Yeah, he sets things up, doesn't he? He sets something up. Sets it up.
That video where in California, where he's walking through, and that the black fella, the guy with
Perry, whatever his name is.
I forget his name. The guy
Perry.
There's no engagement between the two of them. He bumped into me. Where did the camera bump? We watched the video. There was no bump. Aaron turned back and looked at the guy and went back after the guy.
He created that scenario.
Exactly. And he created the scenario he's got where, and I told you.
Right.
And
he's created this exact scenario.
Once he ended up in jail, he was going to play martyr. And that's what he did. And that's
I think that's where it went wrong, because I think they'd split up when he came out of jail again. So she'd taken the videos down off his channel that she'd done, raising all that money. She'd taken them down. He then went to his wife, put them back up. And so she did. It's quite the bizarre polygamy situation, because I'm going to start calling it what it is, because now I don't see Heather as a victim in this. I've got to the point where I did see that, but now I see somebody who is also complicit to this behavior.
I don't know. Go ahead. Sorry.
Aaron has done what he always does, which is manipulate the situation so that he's in control, and he's done that with both Heather and Jenna. But I think we all know that she could leave him. We all know that Heather could leave.
Why
Aaron.
doesn't she?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, wait a minute. How do we know that she could leave him?
They've got 2 houses. She's got her own little business. The girls are moving on. One's at college.
Huh.
Yeah. The house is paid. It's all that kind of thing. It's not like she could just leave him and doesn't. Well, and for me, there seems to be. I've changed my mind on this.
You don't think he's holding anything over her head?
No.
You don't think he's holding anything over Heather's head to make her stay?
No.
Wow.
No, I don't.
I don't know Heather, but I would think
she's lived with this man for 25 years. So she knows everything about him, how he operates. We do, because we see him 5 hours or whatever he does, whenever, we see him. So, and we know that he's worse at home than he is online. And we know that from conversations that his children have said to Jenna's children, and this has been told to the world, which, let's not bring up the kids, but hey, this is what they're doing. They're bringing up the kids, right? He plays his kid at the end of his show every day.
Yeah, that doesn't look like that anymore, though. That's a young child. I mean,
yeah.
But
it still gives the idea, it gives the impression a bit like a rainbow jumper, isn't it?
Well, definitely, he definitely gives the impression that he's a good man, and he's not.
Yeah.
I mean, those people that think that he's a good man after all of this shit, they don't know math. Everybody turns on him, and the reason why isn't the everybody. It's him.
Yeah.
It's his behavior that and it's the same behavior over and over again. So here's what I would say about Heather, who I don't know. So I would give her the benefit of the doubt. And in the fact that you said, yes, he's been with her for 25 years. But before she was with him, she was part of Scientology. So in my opinion, she went from one cult to another one.
Yeah.
So I don't know about her clear way of thinking. I don't know the coercive control that I know he's capable of that he has with Heather. So that's why I'm not ready to.
Well, Jenna's informed us that he was sleeping with both of them.
Heather and Aaron. I mean Heather and Lynn's
Jenna.
Heather. I think he was probably sleeping with a few people.
Well, yeah, but that's been confirmed by Jenna that he was sleeping with both of them.
So I don't think that means anything. Why do you think that means
anything?
No. I think he's in love with Aaron, but I don't know.
It's the Heather thing. It's just, like the whole 25-year thing. I think it's polygamy, and I don't think do you see what I'm saying? It's like she's accepted this.
But I'm not sure that she had. Here's the thing. Here's where you and I disagree.
Yeah.
So now, so when they first came out of Scientology, we know that he lived with the in-laws because he had a problem with the stepdad, right? Remember that story where there was issues with her stepdad or something? I'm talking about Heather's family. Because then when that's when they left
Scientology, they're still in.
Who did he live with that gave him such a hard time, told him to get a job and stuff? That was his father-in-law.
I think
And
it
they
might have
said he
been
didn't do
his
anything.
mum's. I think it might have been his mum's husband. Husband? Yeah. So is that his stepdad? Yeah, stepdad.
Yeah, that would be okay. So that would be his stepdad. So here, okay, so that even makes it worse, Mrs. J, in my opinion, because so he takes her. They want to leave. He becomes her whole world because his family is the only family that's out. And so she is now even worse because she's directly under him. We already know who he is because we've heard it from his family. We've heard it from her family. We've heard it from everybody basically that has been in touch with this guy. To be honest with you, we could go Mike, we could go Mark, we could go Claire, we can go Leah, we can go Juliana, we could go Lindsay, we could go Nora. We can now go, like you said, who was the other one you just mentioned earlier? Before we even started. I mean, we could keep going because this is what's
Liz Gale, yeah.
Yeah, this is what's going on. So as soon as somebody is critical, and listen, man, I could be critical of my friends. I wouldn't discard them or say shit about them because you're allowed to disagree.
Well, that's what friends do, like us now. You know, we're having a conversation, we're discussing things, and one of us might change our minds by the end of the conversation, or we might both just go, oh, well, there we go. We've just got two difference of opinions, because that's what normal people do. And then we close the door and get on with our lives.
Yeah, but right.
Still your friend the next day.
Absolutely, absolutely. Of course, because we don't disrespect each other when we disagree. We just hear it. But here's where I'm going to campaign for Heather. And I don't know this woman at all. But I see, just looking, here's a woman who is in love with Aaron. I think that Aaron could be charming. You know what I'm saying? He could be likable until you get to know him, and then you can see clearly he's not a likable guy. I mean, it doesn't take much. His facade doesn't have many layers to it. You see the person that's behind it as soon as you scratch it, if you have any, in my opinion, any kind of critical thinking, because his behavior, when he leaves a situation, there's nothing but shit behind it. You know what I'm saying? So that's not, in my opinion, doing things right. So imagine him at home and this woman who, with her children, that's now depending. I'm talking about when they first got out. Okay. Mm-hmm. So she left one colt. She's with him and his family. You know that there's fighting with the stepdad because there's already been saying it. So he's taking shit out on her because we know that he clearly does not know how to control his anger. We've seen that. So for 25 years, or however long that was at the time, all she could depend on is this one guy, and she's depending not only on him for her, but for their kids. And so the manipulation continues on. I don't think that she has the strength or confidence or self-esteem, and I blame Aaron for that. So you say you think she could leave, but she's got to have self-esteem and belief that she could do it. And I think Aaron took that from her. So that's where you and I disagree.
Okay. He probably has done that. And I would agree on that. But I think if the woman of his dreams rocks up and is the niece of the Scientology man who fucked up her life, and knows great balls that it could really fuck things up because he's ruined her life, Mr. Miscavige has. You know, her family are still in. These are just conversations, by the way. These aren't none of these facts, by the way. These are just conversations.
So you're talking about David Miscavige ruining Jenna's life, or
no, Heather's, because he's still got the family in, isn't he? The family are still there, and they're believing.
Okay, yep.
And what would be the wonderful way to get back at said cult?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I think you mean Aaron's
wife.
but whoa.
I know.
No. Wait. I'm trying to follow the pieces here. So you're saying that David Miscavige could possibly be messing with Heather's family because of what's going on, and maybe the fact that Aaron got the trophy of Jenna, and this is the retaliation.
I like that, and that will probably be happening. Yes, but I'm talking about Heather in particular. Take really wanting to get back at somebody, really wanting to get back at
So
somebody.
Heather getting back,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, Heather
is going to get back at somebody.
Yeah, who would, you'd want to get back at somebody who had really fucked things up for you, wouldn't you?
So you think that
they're so vindictive as Scientologists are. Unbelievable.
So you think that Heather co-signed the relationship with Jenna because it really hurt Scientology? I don't understand what you're saying, though. That's all.
Right. So if you are, I'm talking about how fucked up this is. This is another fucked up way of looking at this. All right. So Heather is still doing this and allowing him to fuck Jenna because it fucks up Scientology.
I don't see honestly how it fucks up Scientology, and I'll tell you why. I mean, looking in on it, I'm not a Scientologist. I understand that it doesn't look good, and that Aaron definitely saw Jenna as a trophy. Everybody with any brains in their head could have seen that. Everybody.
So why would Heather allow it then? I just don't get it.
I'm not sure, because I don't think she allows it. I just don't think that I don't know Heather. Okay, so again, I'm just picturing 25 years of ABUSC. What does she allow? What is she allowing? I think that she's just trying to survive. Who would co-sign all of this shit unless to me, we know who Aaron is. I don't know who Heather is, but we know that Aaron is vindictive, and we know that Aaron is about destroying, and we know that. So if a woman who has no family and the only thing she has, I'm sure things have changed now. If I guess Aaron allows it, we don't know what kind of life this woman has outside of Aaron, because we don't know what Aaron is. We know he's controlling. We know he's manipulative. I assume that she has gotten it worse than anybody. So if she's there with absolutely no self-esteem, I am not going to victimize the victim. I see her as a victim simply because I know who he is. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
But
I wanted to just, the thing is, right, it's important that we look at everything. We're being bombarded with so many lies. I mean, and to be honest, if it is this is what I'm saying. If it is a polygamous relationship, crack on. I've got no issue with it, right, whatsoever. If one of those people doesn't know that that's what it is, then there is a problem, which obviously Jenna didn't, because she thought he was getting divorced.
Right.
But
I believe he told her that.
Yeah.
Because I totally believe he told her that, where Lindsay clearly has said he never told her that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Lindsay has clearly said he never told me that. I mean, she was honest and said, but I do believe, and I don't mean this as a slight to Lindsay, but I think Lindsay was okay with the fact that they weren't going to be married, and she was okay with the fact that they could have this relationship, where Jenna, I think, was clearly not okay with it. Therefore, Aaron had to say something that would manipulate her. This relationship wasn't going to work because the only interest he had, in my opinion, of Jenna Miscavige was her last name. And I think if Aaron, pardon me, could FUCK David Miscavige, he'd do it publicly online just to say he got him too. Not because of love, not because of being gay, but just to say he's my bitch. That's what I believe. 1000%.
Yeah. It's really messy, Toddy, and like, well, on some of it, I'm so done with it all. With like, just fucking sort it out. Do you know what I mean? It's like, goodness sake, stop lying.
Okay, so what is he? Okay, so who's lying? And so tell me what you're thinking when you say that.
Who's lying? Well, Aaron. Aaron is lying. Full blown lies. We all know that when you're in a relationship, you've got one side, the other side, and then the bit in the middle. We all know that. And we all know that an ex-Scientologist does like to exaggerate sometimes.
Right.
So with all of that to one side, I do believe that Jenna has had a huge amount of counselling, a huge amount of support, and I think from that has actually been super beneficial for her, because she could see then what was happening to her. Where was I going with that?
You were talking about the lies, and I said to you, what are the lies? Because you were like, they got to stop lying. And I said, who's lying? And what are they lying about?
They need to stop lying to the public. They just need to just not talk at all, actually. It would be better if it's not actually our business at all. I think that would be lovely. But Aaron, for the last 2 years, has made it our business.
His personal life that he doesn't want us to talk about, he has put
that
online.
one. That one.
Put online.
Sorry, I went a bit off.
Not to question it. And in the meantime, you put it out there for us to question it, especially when we find out it's untrue. Your side of the story just doesn't make any sense.
Wow.
You know, his side
what I'm saying, the lie. And I said, so going back to his little, I imagine people feel that they're not lying on occasions because he's laid the land so well prior to him finishing his assault. The person thinks they're crazy by that time anyway, and go around in circles.
Let me interrupt. I want to ask you a question, because I think that this is just common sense, but I want to put it out there. Do you think that Aaron is using Scientology, Scientology games on people? Definitely, right? Definitely.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I think so too. Absolutely.
100%.
That's what I think so too.
Yeah, 100%. He is following the classic, as if you were to have the Fair Game playbook and were to read it from cover to cover, you would see that is exactly what he's doing. He's using Scientology on ex-Scientologists, which is pretty gross as well, to be fair. I'm glad that Jenna's seen it now. I don't think it's the end of this. I don't think it's the end of those two either, to be fair. Because he wants it too bad, and she provides too much money for him. She's his cash cow, so he's got to play nice, you know.
I agree.
Yeah, and he will do everything he possibly can to keep that cash cow flowing. So people
but Jenna's no longer the if they get back together
at the moment, just like I'm not holding my breath on anything yet. I'm really not. When you are in an abusive relationship, it's over and over, isn't it? You know, it really is. Has she learned her lesson?
I can't imagine him. I can't imagine him being able to. It's not like the Tommy and the Reese thing. Like, I can't imagine Aaron like looking at his fan base and saying, well, we got it together again. Like, I think that would destroy his credibility, and I think people deem as his credibility. Let's put it that way. Okay. what he thinks is his credibility. I think that will destroy what he thinks is his credibility, and that will come before any person, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Online, that will come before any person.
Yeah. Credibility or money?
Well, it's the same thing, in my opinion, when it comes to Aaron, because again, it's online, his credibility online. I don't think he gives a shit about his credibility, to be honest with you. I totally believe exactly what Jenna said when he would say, "Oh, that piece of shit, we're not going to help them." Why would, I totally believe that. Because that you could hear him saying it.
Yeah.
That is his attitude. That's so believable.
I think he needs to go and get himself.
Oh, I don't think he's ever gonna do that. I don't think he will ever do that until I don't think he will. I don't think he's gonna.
So what do you think about him mocking Jenna for taking medication? What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I saw that, and I saw that Marilyn, was that the person that was on there that said to her, that she said she was on medication, right? And she was the one that actually spoke to Jenna about. I don't think there's anything wrong with anybody seeking legitimate help to make themselves feel normal or better in this. That's why they have these medications, because there are people that have chemical imbalances. There are people, especially women. I don't need to tell you, I don't know how old Jenna is, but I would say that she's probably coming close to premenopausal, right? How old is she?
Yeah, that'd be about right. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
early 40s.
yeah, so she's probably going through her own stuff. She's been in a marriage, she said, for what, 25 years herself, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Okay, so and she has been vulnerable enough to say, this was my second relationship. This was only my second relationship. Now listen, do I think Jenna's needy? Yes, but that's who I being needy and being manipulative are two different things. I don't think needy necessarily means somebody's manipulative. That you know where this person came from. You know who their family is. I'm talking about Aaron. You know the kind of care this person might need. And you also know that she's been in one relationship her whole life. You might, as somebody who pretends to love her, consider that. And he doesn't. All he seems to consider is himself. And we could see it in his actions, in his behavior. We see it. You have to be blind not to see this.
Yeah. And what about that? What about people being blind that you can't see it? What would you say to those people?
Exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying now. Step away. Imagine it being you. Put yourself in Jenna's shoes. Put yourself in Lindsay's shoes. Lindsay was ripe for the picking for that type of person. Somebody who's trying to get their life together, who's had pain in her life, who has had struggles in her life, and he fucking destroyed her. I'm not finding excuses for the way Lindsay acted in her own behavior, but Aaron fucking was ready to take everything from this woman who had a child. For what? He was out to destroy this woman because she fell in love with him, which was exactly what he wanted her to do.
Yeah. And fuck her when he wanted her to fuck him.
Exactly. So how do you do that? Unless you were paying her, then it had to be because she had feelings for you. And as far as I know, she wasn't paid, so she had feelings, and he took advantage of that and manipulated it. And I don't understand why 4 women, the same fucking story, and this man is supposed to be a martyr? That's not what a martyr is. And I told you, the minute he ended up in jail, I said he's going to turn this into being a martyr. Watch.
And I actually think that is part of this, what has gone on in the last couple of days, because I think Jenna didn't want him to become a martyr because she wanted to expose him as actually being the abuser that he is. And I think what happened there, from those two conversations I've heard on the from both sides, with that, I'd lose my train of thought a bit again, Toddy, so you'll have to bear with.
Okay, but wait a minute. I want to. Here's what I'm trying to see. I heard her say, why am I making money for him? But what happened that made her realize, holy shit, what am I doing? This guy, like, so they weren't together when he went in, right? Because
he had two lawyers. One of the lawyers she'd provided him.
Were they together when she did that?
Who knows?
Okay, but
who knows?
So
that lawyer who she'd done loads of work with, sorting stuff out for the lawyer, yada yada yada, he wasn't appreciative of it, yada yada yada. And it goes from there, doesn't it? It's not what he wanted. It's not how she wanted it to go, and it goes on from there, doesn't it?
Okay, but I want to ask a question, because here's the thing. So Jenna says that. Let's just get the time. I did, just so people.
I just need to say this. If I don't say it, I'm going to forget, and I got to get this out of my head. So I fully believe 100% and fully agree with Nora's take on the live stream she did a couple of days ago. It was fantastic, and the Darvo that he is showing, she was really good at pointing out. So I highly recommend people actually go and see that video. I know you're going to hate that, Charlie, but
yeah. I don't hate. No. Wait, no.
I'm very.
No, and I'm going to leave this on here because I want it to be clear. I don't hate Nora. I reached out to Nora and asked her if she would consider coming on my channel. I didn't hear back from her, and I heard from some of her keyboard monkeys, which I'm going to call, because here's a woman that can answer me back. I'm not going to bite her if she answers me back. I can't throw something that far if she answers me back. So she doesn't need to be policed, and I don't need to be policed.
No, absolutely.
But, okay, so
yeah, cool.
1,000%. I don't have to agree with everything that Nora did to appreciate her work on certain projects.
Right.
Okay. My problem.
This is the same. This is the same as me, and it's like we've had our moments, me and Nora, and it's because I'm like, you're lying, but she's not now, and it's like, wow, this is quite. And she just did a really good job of reviewing.
And we'll go ahead and you'll tell me, and listen, and you'll tell me which video that is, and not only will I look at it, I will certainly link it below. I have no problem. Here's my problem with Nora. This is my problem with Nora, and if I'm wrong, I will apologize. My problem with Nora was she co-signed things until everything turned on her. So my question would be, if Aaron didn't turn on her, would she be co-signing this behavior? That's my problem.
Well, I think they've all done that in a way, because also Liz Gale did that as well.
Well, I'm not saying I'm friends with her either.
Yeah, she did the same thing as Nora. And I really do hope that both of them are going to start being honest about what they've been through with that man, rather than lie about it. Because, people are going into a foundation, leaving a cult, and this is the man who they're going to meet, along with Natalie and
everybody under him that are going to co-sign his behavior. I agree with you.
Yeah.
And that's why
it's very concerning.
And that's why I started the Scientology thing with Aaron, because I said, who would want to be vulnerable and deal with him? Like, that doesn't, that coercive control. That's like, come on, Jim Jones, you might as well be, that's my feeling. He isn't somebody that you would go to for help, and anybody that co-signs his behavior wouldn't be okay for somebody vulnerable reaching out for help. You know what I'm saying? So listen, even Marilyn, you could see through her bullshit. I'm sorry. When she was co-signing his bullshit and Jenna was there talking, no, she looked lost. She looked like it was scripted. I didn't find any credibility with her.
Yeah, it was all that. It was all that. Definitely.
But let me just say this because I want to get back on the Nora thing. Let me
Mhm.
just say this. If Nora, even if this is what it took for Nora to turn around herself being shat on and for her to say, holy fuck, then you know what? I think that Nora should, should, I just want to feel confident that this is the way Nora actually feels, not because she couldn't be in that group. Does that make any sense? I'm not
Yeah.
being mean or nasty, but I want to believe her. I want to believe her because listen, we all get second, third, fourth chances. Yes. I know that I have stood on the side of things that I thought was 100% right, only to find, holy fuck, that's not right. And I've stood up and said, I was wrong. This person, dot, 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 dot. Is that what
Yeah.
you're waiting for Nora to say? With
No,
Aaron?
no, not no. No, not even slightly.
Okay.
But just to be adult enough to say, yeah, she did tell me some stuff, and I should have listened. Would have been nice.
Oh, for
Because what
you.
I did was I got so fucking pissed off because I was being absolutely shat on from everybody. Everybody, Toddy. You were the
Right.
only one, weren't you, that didn't shit on me. Everybody else did. They all did. All of them. And all I
It
ever did was
was
say this
warn
man's a
them.
predator.
Yeah, was warn them. Only to
Yeah.
find out that he's exactly the person that you told them that he
Yeah.
was.
And some. He's actually worse, isn't he, really? I mean, in that time, since I warned them,
Right.
2 people have been pregnant.
Yeah. See, Jenna let that. I didn't know that. Jenna said that she was pregnant. So I don't know what happened there. I guess
She
they
had an
decided,
abortion. He asked
yeah,
her to have an
yeah.
abortion.
So,
I know. Just gotta, yeah.
and she's still, and here's the worst thing, not the worst thing, because I'm sure the worst thing we don't know about,
Yeah,
but
true.
where does Aaron get off reaching out to her ex-husband? What the fuck? Who the fuck? He's not friends with that man. How
Nope.
does he how does he get the nerve to reach out to Dallas to start shit? I am so glad that Dallas knew who his ex-wife was and knew what a piece of shit. I said it, Aaron is. Who does that? Because I was
Who sends private texts of a past relationship to that person's ex-partner? Who does that? That's how complicated his mind works. He lays the land. So this is him laying the land, and it's a very good example of him doing it. To lay the land, to say to the world, you're not going to believe this, but she was so crazy. I've actually contacted her ex about her. Just, am I going mad myself here? Is it me? That's how he does it. He then has the proof that he's done it. So when someone says, are you joking me? He says, yeah, look, proof. And then he will send all of the text that he sent whoever with their name at the top that he sent, like he did with me, putting my
right,
name out there.
right, right,
Same
right,
thing. It's
right.
that's what he does. And he lays the land.
Yeah, but
Um,
here's the thing. I think people are realize. I really do, because I've read a lot of the comments before. Some could be deleted. That
right.
people are calling him out because people could do math and say, "Wait a minute, why is it always the same thing? It's the same fucking playbook with every person he's in contact with. It can't be all these people. The one person, the one common denominator is a bald man."
Yep.
And that's who it is. And anybody with any kind of brains in their head would say, well, that makes sense. I mean, like, what? Show me. I'd like to see. Do you know? I mean, seriously, of any positive thing he has done? What's the positive? Like, he's saving,
Um,
supposedly, he's saving, he's saving people so that they could come out of sight. Where are the success stories?
I can't answer that one.
Well,
I do
I'm
know
really
that
curious
what
because I
I
don't
tell you
even
what though.
consider Marilyn being a success story. I don't consider her. First of all, no, it wasn't. That wasn't the one. It was Reese that he supposedly
No, he
accidentally.
doxed her. She had to leave. She had to leave.
Yes,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. No, she's
And
not.
tell me honestly, with and I'm not trying to throw any shade, but we know
But
the past year about the bullshit with that Reese has gone through. Tell me where her life is possibly any better, Aaron, that you what you don't even talk to her anymore. So where are the success stories?
yeah, success stories. They are allegedly 50 people who have been helped by the SPTV Foundation. And I do also believe that all of those, if there is 50, which I do not I promise you now, I do not believe that number.
You think that there's more or less?
Less.
Okay.
Oh, you've thrown me now. What was I saying?
You were saying
Right. So I
that,
believe it's less than 50.
and I was asking about success stories.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to dig some up. But less.
Are there any
The fact that
success
they have
stories that you know of? Seriously?
no. But I know that he's given money out, and I do know that Liz Gall has confirmed that the charity is a charity. Foundation is a foundation. It is what it says it is.
Well, I mean, I'd like to ask her how she definitely knows that,
That's
because
it.
all
Yeah.
she could, maybe she knows what he told her. I mean,
Right.
and is that the truth? The
Well,
EIN number for that, for his foundation has that ever been shown? Because you need that when you want that to make sure that it's legitimate. And remember, he didn't have a working tax number at one point that could be
could that
found.
have been something to do with me, Toddy?
Well, I wasn't trying to throw you out there, my friend.
Because I've done nothing though. That's I'm just on the sidelines, waving a
No,
flag.
I know that, but I wasn't going to put you out there. But you
That's all
deserve credit for that. Did they ever get an EIN number?
They do, yeah. They
Okay.
do have an
But
EIN number.
it
Yeah.
was after you were bringing attention to
I
it.
think it might have been. Yeah, I might have been pushing for that.
So, I mean, and that's only fair. If people are going to donate, they need to know that
Right.
it's legitimate. And there are some people that just listen, there's something I'm going through somewhere else that could be a fraud that people are bringing to my attention about something going on another channel. But that's not okay. It's not okay to take money from people and to first of all,
Yeah,
the whole situation.
But has the thing that I would like to say here is, if we're going to distinguish, well, actually, YouTube, any money that is being donated is going to Aaron if you pay it via his YouTube.
Absolutely.
It goes to Aaron, doesn't go to the SPTV Foundation.
It does not. And those people that are wait. I want to make that clear, because it is important to realize. So on
that's
YouTube,
inurement.
What?
It's called inurement or inurement, where you are taking money and saying it's for charity and all of that. Oh, look up the word. I need to now get the exact name.
It's FRAUD. Fraud. That's it.
Inurement. Oh, that was like inurement. He was that. Yeah, I did quiz about the practicing of inurement. You've now got me. I'm going to just look it up a minute, just because I want to get the right words here. Because what happens, you see, Toddy, when we talk about this sort of thing, we get absolutely annihilated all over the internet, and we have to make sure we're using correct words.
Listen, when you're telling people that you're going to use money for one thing and using it for something else, that's fraud and lying. I mean, it's fraud. Why isn't it fraud? If you're accepting money under false pretenses, what, Alexa, if you're accepting money under false pretenses, what is that called?
Accepting money under false pretenses is called obtaining money by false pretenses or simply false pretenses. It's a crime where someone intentionally deceives another person to gain financial benefit. Would you like to know more about the legal implications of false pretenses?
Alexa, what's fraud? False pretenses. Hold on.
False pretenses. Right, inurement.
Hang on.
Something unfairly or unlawful, or to deprive someone of their legal rights. It typically involves making false statements, knowing they're false, with the intent to deceive and cause harm or loss.
That's fraud. That's
Right.
fraud.
Yeah, it was something. So yeah, we.
Yes, and even Alexa said, yes, that's an example of fraud. Alexa, stop. I mean, it just said that. So what's the word you want me to look up? Inurement?
Yeah,
Alexa, what's inurement?
Yeah, inurement.
Hang on. Fraudist.
There you go.
That's the same thing.
Yeah, but it's the person. It's like, it's hard to
Okay.
explain. It's really, it's hard to.
Help
me out, Alexa.
Perpetrating it. So seriously, you were talking about how Aaron. I mean, there's a lot that we're gonna unpack. We're gonna do a series.
This is what I mean. We've got to do this in a series, Toddy. There is so much. We've got.
No, I get it. I get it. But this is the first one. So, and we're already at an hour, and we could go longer. I don't care. But what is the goal of this for you, Mrs. J?
For me?
Yeah. What is the goal? Why are we having this conversation for you? What is the reason why you are part of this conversation? What do you hope to get out there to social media?
I think it's a really good idea for people to look at everybody. Don't just look at one person, because then you get a much rounded picture of the situation and what's going on, where your money's going, why it's going there, and who it's going to. And I get really upset when I see people like myself who are disabled, who may have fallen in love with him or whatever, and you know, and it's giving him thousands, like Tommy, for example, you know, and that woman gave 30 grand to Tommy, you know, it's like things like that. I don't want to hear another woman tell me that they've had an abortion because of him. I've got to be honest, that is definitely a new thing that I've got to think about here, because I'm so upset that he's done that to two women. All he has to do is put a condom on. But he has to fuck.
Okay, no, that's cool. And I'll tell you why I am doing this. So
I think that's part of it. And I got so fed up. With him absolutely annihilating everybody in his path and nobody doing anything about it, Toddy. Nobody's doing anything.
So
do you know what I mean? Nobody was doing anything.
Okay, so
and then you came along, who's somebody I could actually relate to, know that I was going to have a good conversation with, and could thrash it out about what we're actually seeing, both be totally fine with each other's opinion on it, and not then spend 6 more live streams slagging each other off. You know,
I have no reason to slag you, and I've heard the things that.
Do you know what I mean?
Aaron,
you know,
I've heard the things Aaron has said, and here's what I would like to challenge. Okay, so Aaron has said things like, and I've heard the things, Mrs. J is crazy and all this and all that.
Yeah,
there are people. Let me finish. There are people that are online right now that you could write to that will sit there and tell you what a POS Aaron Smith Levin is, by the behavior in which he has treated them. So let me find out those people that Mrs. J has treated in a poor way. You see what I'm saying? Like, people need to use critical thinking. What has Mrs. J done? Speak up against what she feels to be unfair, and that's what makes her a bad guy? Or is it the bad behavior that follows the other person? I mean, that's what people are picking, and you're right. There's a lot of people that just want to feel important, and instead of doing something out of their own life to feel important, they back somebody, and the person that they back, I don't even think they give a shit if he's a good person or a bad person, as long as they're paying a little bit of attention to you, not you, Mrs. J, but to the person that wants to feel important. And let me tell you something. Aaron Smith Levin will eat those people up, and you guys won't even know you're in his stomach. That's what you need to understand. I'm not talking about you, Mrs. J, because I know you know, but it's the people out there. Like this man, you're living in his gut, and you don't even know you're living in his gut.
Yeah.
You need to really take a look. How could all these women from all these different time frames say the same story about somebody's poor behavior? Not just women, men. Mike said the same thing. It's the same behavior. Nobody's making this up. It's real behavior, and it's Aaron's behavior. And we could blame it on Scientology. What does he know? He just grew up in a cult. Well, if that's still in him and he wants to make change, then you go to therapy and you get it out of you. You don't keep perpetuating it and using the tools that you are bitching about to now manipulate other people. And those other people are blind. I see it. I get it. I know what you're saying. And that's why I'm here. And that's why I am.
And
that
for me has been.
Let me say this. And also, and very much so, this is very important. The coercive control that Lindsay, Juliana, and Jenna Miscavige, because he's a bully. And I don't like bullies. And we see his bully behavior. As soon as somebody says something to him sideways, he doesn't know how to have a rational talk.
He's what he's done is he's showed anybody in the future, if you are on his team, if you are off his team, this is what he's going to do. This is what he's going to do to you. He's going to annihilate you on his channel.
He's going to try. He's going to.
Yeah, that's the thing. And that is one thing as well. He seems to think that he's the big cheese, and he's just not. And it annoys me that we're at that point where we have to listen to what, because a man has 250,000 subs, but there's so many other people that have more subs than him or less subs than him who are much more interesting. There's been some super duper feedback from a couple of ex-Scientologists. If people want to go to Blow Drill and look at his channel, he's done a really good post about the situation and comparing Aaron to the behaviours of David Miscavige, and I thought that was very good. A really good comparison. I've also got it on a post. I think I shared it on my community page. But that's also very good as well. And it's important to get yourself over to Reddit as well and look over there and see what's going on over there. Because, again, there is debate going on between people that might agree and might disagree. And it's important for people to do all of that, to get a really rounded understanding of somebody who you've decided to give your money to.
Well, forget. Okay, so the money's one thing, and I get it, but also the support to support the behavior without anyone.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Making somebody more powerful and giving them more confidence and more comfort to sit in a position that isn't a healthy position for the people that he has some sort of control over. All you're doing is allowing his bad behavior, and you're co-signing it. You're saying, that's okay, and I'm going to pay him for it, or I'm going to support him for it. Either which way. And the support is the thing that makes him puff. That's the thing that gives him the confidence, not the money. The money is something different. But the thing that gives him is the strength in numbers that he thinks he has. But how to listen, we know that at one point, how many people were in Scientology at the heyday of Scientology? How many?
Yeah, a few million, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. And they all believed some cum fuck, right? That was
Yeah.
all about what, different lifetimes in
Yeah.
space, and they didn't know about the space thing. So let's be honest about that. But the majority of them knew that if you leave, you're gonna have to leave half of your family and you can't talk to them.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, there's millions of people, right? That co-signed that. But also we also have to remember there's a reason why they co-signed that, right? Because there were secrets during that were being said in the editing, or not the editing, the where they would tell the secrets in the where they'd sit there with the cans and shit.
Yeah, auditing.
I said editing, but
That's
okay,
right.
so now they know all these secrets. I would have to believe that Aaron Smith Levin probably knows a lot of these people's secrets about getting out. I think he uses the same fucking playbook from Scientology.
He does.
Now, if it wasn't okay in Scientology, why is it okay out here? If he loves the playbook so much, stay in fucking. So the problem is that he just didn't want to be less than David Miscavige. It wasn't the Scientology bullshit. It was just his ranking in Scientology is what I'm getting. Because if you're going to take it out and make your own rules and still be as hateful and determine who's who and what's what and manipulate people, what does it fucking matter? You're out in the real world doing it now. You're using the man's playbook that you supposedly hate. That's not the problem. The problem is that he's higher ranked than you. But in this world, you're higher ranked than him. So it's still fucking bad behavior. It's still coercive control. It's still bullying, and it would still make him a cult leader.
I guarantee you right now, Toddy, that he will be laying the land, and this is what he'll be doing, just like they do. Don't tell, say, for example, he's talking about Marilyn to Natalie. He'll be saying to Natalie, don't tell Marilyn because I don't want to upset her. But she's really been annoying the fuck out of me with what she's been putting up on the live streams and giving me choices of what I've asked her to star and they're just shit. So he'll do that. And then to Marilyn, and on the live stream, because she's there at the time, he's going, thanks, woohoo, look at this one, yay, woohoo, like that. But to Natalie, oh, fuck's sake, what she's done again is she's just gone and done that fucking annoying person again and put their bloody chat up again because she's all like, and then with Marilyn, he'll be saying, Nat doesn't stop ringing me. She doesn't stop ringing me. She rings me every fucking day. I know we both did real estate, but she's got her own business now. She doesn't need my help, but she's ringing me. And what do I say? I'm helping her out, and then I'm busy, and I'm not even getting paid for any of it. And I guarantee you none of those things are true, but he'll be doing that sort of thing. And he'll be saying, though, so he's constantly laying the land for when it fucks up. Like the Liz Gale fiasco yesterday, like the Jenna Miscavige fiasco the day before. It's right, I've already got that planned, what I'm going to say about Liz Gale's husband, which was obviously planned. He had that on a back burner and threw that out. It was gross.
Well, here's the thing. If he said horrible things about Liz Gale's husband that can't be proven, then everybody should call him out. And I'm telling you, if I was Liz Gale, I would certainly press charges against him for slander.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't get that. I don't understand. Here's a leader supposedly that has got instead of stand on his own 2 feet. He's a tall guy. he's got to use the backs of mostly women and some men that have the guts to stand up to him. Seems like there's more women that have the guts to stand up to him than the men, to be honest with you.
Yeah, pretty
Where
much.
is
Where's the
where-
men?
no, wait. Where is Serge in all of this?
I think he's done and dusted with all that because of Aaron. I think you might find him on TikTok occasionally.
Just all done with, because he seemed like a decent guy. He seemed like a decent guy. I didn't know much about Serge. I think there was something he said once where I was taken aback, but for the most part, he seemed like somebody that genuinely wanted to try. With
again, it goes back to what's happened with a lot of them, where they've been completely called out for a major lie, and it's not anyone. It's just the horrible cult that they were in, and they're trying to protect themselves and each other. And I think he was just another one of those situations. I'm not a fan of Serge. I've got to be honest.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. But that's not to say that, there's a 10,000 people who love him. So there you go. It's
Right.
Which is how it should be. If you want to go and enjoy Serge's content, crack on. It's great.
Right.
When I say that again, I'm saying that, then I should then throw that hat at Aaron. Should I throw that hat on? No. I'm not going to throw that hat at Aaron.
I don't know of the damage that Serge is doing, but we clearly see the damage that Aaron is doing because the women have shown up and said all of this, and he has actually told on himself a couple times, especially with the Sky Daily shit. He only said that because there was video of it. If there was no video, it wouldn't have happened. I guarantee you. He tried to say something a certain way until the video.
I guarantee you, Teddy, right? I guarantee you 100% Scientology will have the recorded messages that has been going on between Aaron and Jenna whilst he was in jail. They'll have those copies. They'll have all of that. So yesterday morning, when he lit the explosion off,
the explosion you mean by
the relationship explosion between him and Jenna.
Things aren't good between me and Jenna Miscavige. They're not good. That video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he will know that Scientology will have those recordings, so he's gonna have had to have said something straight away, as well as the fact that Jenna would also say something, so he had to get in there first, which is why he did the video yesterday morning, which has started all this rolling.
So Jenna, can you just tell me the timeline? So just tell me, he got locked up. She was down there to just say goodbye to her friends, supposedly. Is that trip that we're talking about?
Lisa McPherson. It's a long story. That's why we haven't even began it, really. We've just had a waffle today. That's why we've got to structure this. We're going to have to structure it.
I understand, but let me just get through this thing. So I just want to talk about one thing right now. Okay. So Jenna Miscavige said that her and Aaron had broken up, but she had bought a ticket that was non-refundable, non-returnable. And she said, well, I'm going to use it. Basically, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to say goodbye to my friends. And Aaron said, well, if you're going to come down here, shouldn't you go to court? Because ... Okay, so this is all I'm talking about is a time frame.
That's right so far, yeah.
So this was the time she came down, and was it during this time that he got incarcerated? That court date, or what?
December the 5th is when he was the court coming out of court, because they said he's been in prison long enough that day, which was December the 5th. December the 5th is also Lisa McPherson's birthday, and it's been 30 years since she was found pretty much dead in the blue building of the Scientology.
Right.
LA.
Right.
Or no, not LA, in Clearwater, I think. So that was the same day as he came out, and she was not gonna give up going to see that and spending the doing the
So all the videos she was doing for his channel was while they were already broken up, and
Yeah.
she was, wait a minute, and she was in Arizona or wherever she lives. She wasn't in Florida at the time she was doing those videos for his channel.
She was in Florida.
So she was in Florida waiting for him to come out because she
I
doesn't
don't
live.
know. I don't know.
Okay,
So she was in Florida, did the videos, then she came back to Florida and did the Lisa McPherson.
so after she put together, after those videos that she was putting on for him, and supposedly they were broken up at the time that she was doing it, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. So then the trip she was talking about going to Florida on her last video was just December 5th.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I just didn't know the timeline.
It's
So-
okay because I got muddled up on it, and
but I
I'm
want
still
people to
not.
listen
I'm
to this
still not
before.
100% on that, but I know that is it in a kind of nutshell from start to finish. From the 3 weeks of him being incarcerated.
So he came out with a video basically because he wanted to beat her to it.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm going to put those videos back out. And she did, because I was like, this isn't a new video. She just released it, but it's not a new video.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I get a better timeline on this. And so, basically she was used because of her last name, in my opinion. And I mean, I thought everybody saw it, but of course, when you're involved in it, you don't see it, but you could bet your ass, and I would bet I would bet anything that there are people, probably men, but I bet you a few women that will say, yeah, the only thing, and I don't mean, I think Jenna's she's a very attractive woman, and I think she's got some issues, but I don't think I think Aaron just totally fucked those issues up even more so. She was not his person to
I'm
help.
totally Team Jenna on this, I'm totally Team Jenna on this.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I'm not Team Jenna, but I am going to say in all fairness that I could see where she might have been needy and she might have had issues, but those are things that you either handle in your relationship, not this way. You don't handle the shit this way. Alexis, stop. I don't think that anything or anybody deserves. I didn't think Lindsay deserved it. I didn't think Sky Daily deserved it. I didn't think Juliana deserves it. I don't think Jenna deserves it. Jenna was a goal for him. There was no heart involved in that. I think in some weird way the guy, I don't think he's interested in loving somebody. All he's interested in is loyalty. And after you loyalty, that's not relationship, but yeah, but and that's fine, but you're not gonna here he expects loyalty, and he gets it with Heather. He trusts Heather more than anybody. You could bet your ass he does. Because why is that? Because he's completely controlled that situation. Completely controlled it. It ain't because she can stand by. And listen, we know that according to what Mike and the others said, that they didn't have a clue that Heather knew anything about any other women when this first came out and he started talking. Remember, because there were people saying no, they went on
absolutely right.
They went on a cruise together.
But Heather does know 100% about all of it
now.
And has access to his emails, to his computer. Yeah. Because he got her to change the passwords on Jenna. So
okay, but that might be now. But during the Juliana time and the time before, I don't know that she knew. I mean, I don't know what she knew. I don't know what she didn't know, because he lied. He lied and said he was in an open marriage, only to say, "Oh, I didn't know what that meant because I came from a cult." Oh, fuck you! You knew what it meant. You knew what it meant. You were just trying to insult the people around you. You know, you knew what it meant. And,
Yeah.
it's the same bullshit over and over again that's co-signed by a bunch of people that I don't know what they're needing in their life, but Aaron Smith Levin, in my opinion, he just isn't. I still am waiting for good character. Where is the good character here? Where are the lifelong friends of his that could co-sign his good
Friends
character?
are less than 2 years old. All of
See,
his
that
friends
says
are 2
something.
years old or
That
less.
says something about somebody because I have friends
Massively.
40, 45 years, 50
Right.
years now.
Right.
So when your friends are only 2 years old, or your oldest friend, the relationship of that is 2 years, and you've been living in the same fucking place for decades, there's something wrong with that.
And she hasn't reported him to the police. We know that story again, don't we? It's a bit like the last one we've talked about previously. So she hasn't gone to the police about him. She's warned us all that she's going to, but she hasn't. And the police were not at his door either.
He said that the police were at his door. He said that?
Yeah, he said the police were at his door, but they weren't. It was feral Cheryl.
Feral Cheryl said that the police were at his door?
No, he said the police were at his door when he did the video.
Oh, okay.
And they weren't.
Because she said,
but what that does is you've got what that does is
it
then
makes
become
him more of a victim. It makes him look like
what
more
makes
of a
them
victim.
both do it. That's the thing. It's like, don't say you're going to do something and not do it. And then you go, it's all out there now. You have just said all of that all over the internet, but you're not going to follow through with any of it. So then
that Aaron or Jenna?
Jenna.
Okay, so
And
we're
they
talking
both
about
didn't do
Jenna
it.
now.
Yeah, they both. But yeah, but Jenna, all right. So she hasn't gone to the police. He did not have the police turn up at his door, which they both said those two things happened. That she was going to go to the police and he was going to go.
How do you know it didn't happen?
Because you can go and look, because it's all easy to get access to get the detail. Because there'll be a police report, and there is no police report by Jenna.
Do you think that they're both playing us?
Yeah, could be.
Why?
Again, these are all. This is what I'm saying. It's so complicated because with those two statements, we want to 100% believe Jenna, but then when she says something like that and doesn't go ahead and do it, it makes it less credible. But listen, please listen to this. This is when I'm going to bring in what happened previously. We also know that women just don't go to the police and they just don't get anything done about it. They go, oh yeah, I'm going to do it, but they just don't. You know?
Well, so you're saying there wasn't a police report written because
there's no police report made.
Look it up?
Yeah, because of his situation, it's easy to look it up. Yeah, looked it up.
When was the last time?
Anyone can go and do that. They can go and see no police report has been filed by Jenna on Aaron. It's not there. Unless it's out today.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. When was? Do you want to look it up while you're on this with me?
No, but I can do that for next time because I'm laying down.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. So we current at the moment we don't think that she's written one, but we don't know about today.
Right.
I've had people reach out to me and ask me if I was going to handle, if I was going to cover the Jenna Miscavige and Aaron Smith Levin breakup.
I do want to do a proper podcast on it though, like proper, because it's so.
You mean live?
Complex. No, I mean the two of us actually analyze it together and talk about it together, and we look at it because it's so complex. The bits that I miss, I know you'll get, and vice versa, and we'll get a really fucking good example of what this man really is like, because it's all good Nora doing it, but everyone's just saying Nora's only doing this for
to get
revenge.
back. Yeah, to get back at him. I don't think that. Here again. I mean,
Not you.
no. I don't. I would like to think, and I want to think. See, my problem with Nora is that she co-signed the Louis Repetto stuff and made it a joke because she was friends with Aaron. So my thing has always been with all of these people. You know, this is the way I feel. This is the way I feel. This is my problem with any of them protesting and being so aggressive in their protesting is each of them came out on their own time. They weren't ready a minute before they were ready. So let them go. They know that they have a place to come to if they want to leave Scientology.
Right.
Stop harassing them. They know if your numbers, Aaron, are bigger than the Scientology numbers, which apparently they are, because the last time I looked, there were 40,000 Scientologists, according to Aaron Smith Levin, and he has 235,000 people. So his following is more than that. So let these people find their way and be there for them when they get out. Don't fucking play with them the same way that they're being played with. That's not how you're going to bring people to you, by being aggressive and shit. That and that's my problem. And that follows suit with, would Nora have stood up against Aaron's bad behavior if she was still friends with him? And if so, I have a problem with that. Because it's not that easy when you stand. Man, I'm dealing with a bunch of shit right now because of stuff that's going on online. And I'm not asking anybody to do anything more or even less than me, but this is my standard. Okay. I was friendly with 2 content creators online. I saw the way that I felt like they were bullying on somebody that I didn't even fucking care for. But I said, you can't do that. That's not fair. Don't do that. Just because she sees things differently, don't do that. I didn't have to wait for people to throw me out to do the right thing. You fucking do the right thing or you don't. Right. It's not easy sometimes to do the right thing. I want to give Nora that respect, but that's not what she showed. Is she doing the right thing now? Yes. Let's not take that away from her. Let's not at all take that away from her. But my problem is, would she be doing it if they were still friends? Would she have the guts to say, fuck you, Aaron, this is wrong? That's the only issue. You see what I'm saying?
But what if, let's yeah, because there's so much more to unpick there as well. But that's what I mean. It's really such an interesting observation all the time. You know, this kind of thing that we're doing here and looking at this whole, I don't know, sociopathy of it, I suppose.
Yeah. All right, guys. So this is The Argument with Toddy Oneskip, and this is Mrs. J, and we have just scratched just the surface of what we're going to get into, which will be a series of Scientologists. What do you say, Mrs. J? What do you say this series is on, in your words?
I would say it is on gaslighting almost. So it's gone past it being Scientology and anti-Scientology, hasn't it? Would you agree on that?
I would agree on that, except I agree on that, but we're talking about anti-Scientologists and
it's all of that. It's all of it. It's
the
anti-Scientology and Scientology, because he's doing Scientology on ex-Scientologists.
Exactly. So that's the thing, is basically showing just bad behavior or behavior, at least, okay, what we deem as bad behavior. And, you know, just what I'm hoping is a fair view of what we see, you know. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, and these are all just, you know, these are all opinions. And it's just what we're thrashing it out. It's like, it's really important to sort of thrash it out and see what other people are saying, because you might not agree, you know.
Right. Absolutely. All right, guys. So we'll see you on the next one, because we will get into a deep dive of this. So make sure to pay attention to this channel and like, subscribe, and share. And Mrs. J, thank you again for your time. And I'm excited
Yeah,
about
no
getting into this with you.
Yeah. Catch you later.
So, guys, that was episode 18 of The Argument with Toddy One Skip and Mrs. J. And we're going to do a whole series on this, and I hope you guys are into it. There's a lot of messy going on, unfortunately. Guys, no matter what, whatever, if you want to stand on anything, it's got to begin with a really good argument. Take care, guys. See you on the next one. Thank you.